What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Sector for Nerds, and welcome to another episode of Star Wars The Clone Wars Retro Discussions. Today we're here to talk about Season 2, Episode 15, Senate Murders. This episode was directed by Brian Colin O'Connell and written by Drew Z. Greenberg. The cookie for this episode: searching for the truth is easy, accepting the truth is hard. Before I turn it over to Intro Guy, make sure you guys like this video and subscribe to the channel. Also, I want to give a shout out to Caleb's Cave of Collectibles for being a $5 or above tier member. If you guys haven't checked out my membership options yet, y'all should do so. Alright, you guys, time to bring on the man who, this week, how many more weeks do we have left of Season 2 that I have to do this? Introducing the man who wants to be referred to this week as The Natural. He also has written down here the number 7. I have no idea what any of this is supposed to mean. Intro Guy, take it away. War on many fronts. While battles are fought by the clones in the field, a different war is waged in the Galactic Senate. As heavy losses add up, a group of senators, led by Halle Bertoni of Camino, proposes an escalation of troop production. Senator Padme and Bale, recognizing that more troops will only prolong the fighting, works tirelessly with her allies to introduce a bill to cut down military spending and stop the creation of more clone troopers. Oh geez, are we doing one of these Clone Wars videos? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Thank you, Intro Guy. Yeah, thank you for everything. My goodness. Sorry about that. I just got really, I got really bored there by the stuff that you were saying this week. I don't know, I guess I just didn't care. I'm gonna just put it out there right now, you guys. This is definitely not only one of the worst episodes of Season 2, but in my opinion, one of the worst episodes of the whole show. There is a difference, though, I think, between this episode and the other episode from this season that I despise, and that's Senate Spy. Because Senate Spy, you guys know, like, I hated that episode, and I hate Clovis, I hate everything surrounding that. Senate Murders, I don't even know if I hated this episode. I feel like hate's the wrong word. I was bored. There were a couple bits where it's like, all right, this is entertaining, but it's like, overall, like, let's just get back to the war stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, last episode was kind of a Senate episode, and now we've got an even bigger Senate episode here, and I'm just like, I don't care. The story for this episode is that ONACONDA FARR, the Rhodian senator that we meet in Season 1, the one who ended up betraying his people, but then, you know, kind of redeems himself in the end, he ends up getting murdered. And he was leading the effort into stopping the production of clone troopers because they were trying to end the war. He kept saying throughout the beginning of the episode that he felt bad that he wasn't making a difference sooner. But, like, I guess his heart stopped, and there was, like, a funeral scene for him. One that Yoda was there for, Mace Windu was there for, Satine was there for. One of the other Rhodians that was there, her name was Lolo. She spoke how Farr was, like, her mentor, and she's not sure how she's going to move on without him. Padme, throughout the majority of this episode, feels like she's trying to cover up her grief. But then, you guys, the most unexpected thing happened in this episode. We got the debut of SpongeBob. Not actually SpongeBob, but the actor who voices him, in Tom Kenny.
What's happened?
I'm afraid, my friends, that Lieutenant Divo here has some questions about Senator Farr.
Do you know of anyone who, how to put this, hated Senator Farr enough to kill him?
And he basically comes to the conclusion that Senator Farr was murdered via poison. Lieutenant Divo also goes on a bit of a rant about politicians.
Found a chemical in his bloodstream, killed him right away. It's an obvious case. Politicians always have something to hide, and it always comes back to haunt them. Am I right? Oh, look who I'm asking. Room full of politicians.
Padme believes that it was either Senator Dici or Senator Bertoni that poisoned him. And I remember, like, the first time around, I initially thought that too, because they were very much against, like, the message that Farr and Padme were putting out there, and they were saying, like, oh, you guys are acting like separatists, and all these senators have their own political agendas, you know? You don't think Senator Bertoni was just on the side of the people that wanted to continue the war because she knew that her people would make more money, including her? Now, Senator Dici had heard that Farr had went to some dock meeting, and the only reason he knew that was because he was trying to dig up dirt on Farr. Padme and Bale Organa go to investigate this, because yeah, Bale Organa was there too, remember? Between the senators that were trying to defeat the clone bill, it was like Padme, Farr, Organa, and Mon Mothma. Those were like our big four. Padme and Bale get attacked at the docks. Of course, Lieutenant Divo gets frustrated. They then go to Dichi's office because they're like, well, maybe he set us up to kill us. And they go there and they find Dichi dead. So then Divo's like, all right, you all need to stay here under my protection. He's like, don't worry, even if the killer got through my security, there's little chance that he would kill all of you. And I'm like, well, how about none of you? How about no one has to die? And Lolo gets like so mad. She's like, no, screw this. I'm done with this. I'm leaving. And it was kind of one of those moments that makes you go, huh. Nothing, I'm not trying to put anything out there saying that she was the one that did it. It was just one of those eyebrow raisers that made you go, huh. But then not like a few minutes later, we hear Lolo screaming and running back into the room, looking like she's hurt. And she's like, she attacked me, Senator Bertoni. And I'm like, wait, what? You mean the Kaminoan that was walking with a cane? Most likely because she had a bad back. Like, you know, her back was like kind of arched over the whole time. It's probably why she was using a walking cane. You're talking about that Senator Bertoni that attacked you? I mean, come on, Lolo, give yourself a little bit of credit. Like, I feel like you could have done something to defend yourself. You know what I'm saying? And the best part about this whole thing is that Lieutenant Divo, the moment he hears this, just looks at his guards and is like, guards, go, go, go. She wouldn't have made it 10 steps out of her office before you get to her. I'm just pointing out the obvious. Like, I'm sitting here using common sense and they're just sitting there like, no, it was her. Go, go, go. I just imagine the guards as like she's just walking around the Senate building and the police cars just jump her. So they all have like this big intervention in the Chancellor's office, and there's a whole bunch of police droids there. The Chancellor's there, Padme, Bale, Mon Mothma, all of them were there. And Divo's like, you know, Lolo claims that you attacked her. And she kind of like cowers a little bit. And Bertoni's like, if I attacked anyone, I hoped it would be someone with a little bit more relevance than her. And Divo goes, oh, you mean someone like Senator Farr? Obviously the fact that Lolo was clearly faking what happened. That doesn't mean that Bertoni couldn't have been the killer. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, she could have poisoned him. Like, that doesn't take much fighting. That doesn't take any fighting skill. That just takes a little pinch of poison, drop it in the drink, and boom, he's dead. All right, one more thing. This episode very much was kind of like the Ahsoka losing her lightsaber episode, a little bit. Just in the sense that you had someone, like, there was a little bit of a murder mystery case, but also it was like, well, I feel like the person who did this, it was kind of obvious. Only the episode with Tara Sinube, that episode was far more entertaining than this one. Arrest her!
Arrest her!
Imagine if Tara Sinube was in this episode. Arrest her!
Arrest her!
And then Lolo reveals herself and takes Padme hostage, and Sinube's like, off she goes, always rushing.
Off she goes, always rushing.
I can't breathe. So yeah, obviously Padme pieces it together, but they figure out that the poison that was used was made by Kaminoans, so Bertoni would have had access to it. If she knew Rhodians would only get poisoned by it, then she'd have no problem giving it out to everybody. But then Padme is the one who truly pieces it together, because it's like, well, wait, Lolo was in the room with us. She would have been poisoned too, right? Unless she didn't drink. You didn't drink, did you, Lolo? And she pulls out a blaster and takes Padme hostage. Palpatine was smiling the whole time during this. Own Frita, you didn't... Never mind, the dude's a coward. Of course he wasn't noticing. He was too afraid for his own life. Lolo was upset because Farr betrayed her people. He brought war to the planet. So, like, I get it. I guess she was mad. I don't know if he necessarily had to kill him over it, but I get that she was mad. The police droids come from behind and she wasn't expecting it, and then Padme throws a right at her, knocks her out. The episode ends with the bill being denied. The production of troops is going to continue. And then Palpatine sits there like, you know, I also didn't want the bill to be had, but, you know, we must believe in democracy. Yeah, you would say that, wouldn't you? He's like, well, you know what? Considering recent circumstances, maybe it is for the best. How can we justify having extra security in the Senate without giving our brave troops reinforcements on the front lines. In that regard, he actually does kind of have a good point. But meanwhile, you've got like a whole bunch of people that are following Chancellor, right? You've got Masamita, you've got some Senate guards, and then you've got Onfrita walking by with his finest lady friends. They're not anything else, don't question it. Oh yeah, man, this one, we needed to rip the Band-Aid off with this episode. But yeah, you guys, that is going to do it for this week. Next week, you guys, we are going to be talking about the episode titled Cat and Mouse. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys want early access to next week's episode, you guys know what to do. Become a $10 member today. And be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, share this video with others to help support the channel, and I will see you guys next time.
Well, here I am. Tell me about this new weapon.
You're looking at it.
I'm looking at what?
2 steps forward and you'd actually be kissing it. It's a stealth shell.